Unit 5, Lesson 9, Solving Problems with Rational Numbers. So now we're just going to solve a hodgepodge of problems and equations with all four operations with rational numbers, okay? So we're going to solve each equation. So it says circle the equation that matches the word problem in the appropriate color. So I want to figure out which ones of these equations match what's going on. So it says blue between 6 a.m. Might be easier just to start by writing down what I think it is. So between 6 a.m. and noon, the temperature rose 12 degrees Fahrenheit to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So something plus 12, and now it equals 4. So something like that. So at midnight, the temperature was -6, and by 4, the temperature had fallen to -16 degrees. So minus something is going to give me -16. The temperature is 0 degrees at midnight and is dropping 3 degrees per hour. The temperature is -6 at a certain time. So that would be -3 times something is going to equal -6. The temperature is 0 degrees at midnight and is dropping 3 degrees per hour. The temperature is 9 degrees at a certain time. So it's dropping 3 degrees per hour. So that would be -3 times something. Okay, the temperature at 9 is 1/3 the temperature at midnight. So 1/3. So 1/3 times something. So maybe the temperature at midnight was 0. Not sure. Let's think about it. Okay, so if I look at my options, what do I got? So I see right off the bat that the first one's going to be purple. So I'm going to get my coloring stuff. Okay, the next one, -16 plus 6. So that one has to go with the green. 1/3 times -6. I'm not sure because this one doesn't say -6. Something plus 12 equals 4. Well, that's an easy one. That's blue. Okay, -4 times 3 is going to equal something. So -4 I don't think that fits in with anything either. Let's try the next one. So 4 plus -12. Well, that's going to work with blue. -16 minus 6. Yeah, that's going to be green. Okay, 9 plus 3. So nowhere did I add 9 plus 3. So I'm going to leave that one alone. -4 times -3. I don't see where that one would fit in either. -3 times something equals -6. Ah, we know that one. That one's going to be red. Okay, so -6 plus something is going to equal, well, yeah, that would work because it would be a green one, because if I change that to a plus and make this the negative part, that would work. Okay, -4 times 1/3, not sure. And I got another 1/3. Okay, well, I know that if I divide this by, if I divide the purple by my variable, I'm going to get 1/3. So that one's got to be purple, because dividing by 1/3 would be the same as multiplying by 3 whole, because that would be undoing my equation. Now 1/3, -1/3. times negative. Okay, so that would be the same thing here on the red. And then 4 plus 12. Yeah, that one's not going to work. That one doesn't reverse. So I still don't have anything for orange. So I need to think, okay, what's happening here? So maybe it is 0 at midnight because all of these say 0 at midnight. No, it changes here, so that's not. Okay, the temperature at 9 is 1/3 the temperature at midnight. So we're dividing 1/3 by, or 1/3 times something is going to give us an answer. So I'm going with the orange has to be 1/3 times something is going to give us that. So that would mean the same as this one, right? So I have 2 reds, 2 oranges, 2 greens, 2 purples, and 3 blues. So something's wrong with my blues. So I need to go back and double check. So if I look, let's see here. So something plus 12 is going to equal 4. That'll work because I could have a negative whatever. So this one is definitely blue. Okay, 4 plus a negative 12. That's definitely going to work. I think I accidentally colored this one blue because it's 16. I did. I accidentally colored that one blue. So that's what you should end up with. Now these extras, they don't match. Okay, you can only have it but 2 ways. So I want you to think about what's happening in each of them. Are they adding the opposite? What's happening? Okay, so I want you to really think about what's happening in each one. Because if we look at the greens, let's just look at them really quick. They're adding the opposite, right? No, that one would be adding straight up. This one would be adding the opposite. There we go. All right, so now let's look at our equations. Let's start dragging and dropping. Okay, a whale is diving at a rate of 2 meters per second. So that tells me I'm multiplying. And it's diving, so it's going down. How long will it take the whale to get from the surface of the ocean to an elevation of negative 12 meters? Well, I know that it's going down at a rate of 2 meters per second. So how long is it going to take? So I think we're going to go with this one. A swimmer dove below the surface of the ocean. After 2 minutes, she was 12 meters below the surface. At what rate was she diving? So 2 minutes is a positive. She was diving 12 meters below the surface. At what rate was she diving? Okay, there we go. Definitely. Okay, the temperature was negative 12 degrees Celsius and then rose to 2 degrees Celsius. So it went up by 2. So what was the change? So that would be this one because X would be the change. The temperature was 2 degrees Celsius and then fell to negative 12. What was the change? So it would be that one. All right, what's the value? Okay, so we're adding and subtracting our integers. So let's go ahead and turn on our drawing tool.
Here's what I found.
So now we're going to use our drawing tool. So I have 12 plus negative 10. So 12 plus negative 10, when the signs are different, I'm going to subtract. So I get 2, and I take the sign of the larger absolute value. So it's going to be positive. So for this one, I'm going to add the opposite. My signs are the same, so I'm going to add and take the sign of both numbers. For this one, I'm going to add the opposite. And then I'm just going to add it straight up because they're both positive. So I end up with 43. So for this one, signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. So 42 minus 17. I get 25, and it's going to be negative because the number with the larger absolute value is negative. Okay, for this one, signs are different, so I'm going to subtract, and I end up with 1.5. And I'm going to take the sign of the number with the larger absolute value. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and talk about altitude. So the hiking club is taking another trip. The hike leaders' watch shows that they gained 296 feet in altitude from their starting point. Their altitude is now 285 feet, but there is no record of their starting altitude. Write an equation and solve the situation to find their starting altitude. So I don't want you to think that you have to start above sea level or below sea level. Think about where could you have started, because we have, like in New Orleans, it's below sea level. That's just where they live. It's considered below sea level. So kind of keep that in mind. If you need extra help or extra practice time, there's Khan Academy. There are videos with Mr. Morgan. You can email a study buddy or make an appointment with me on Calendly. If you're not understanding, especially slide 2, why we chose the ones we did, I tried to talk you through it, talk you through my thinking. And if you noticed, I changed my mind a lot because I was trying to think, okay, what's really happening here? And that's what you need to be doing, is thinking what's happening here. If you're having trouble with that, meet me on Calendly and I'll be glad to work with you. I meet with people on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.